share my screen. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rakhi Jain, and I'm a volunteer with Age UK Richmond, and I've been working with the Age UK team for about 5 years now, and I absolutely love it. This is not my full-time job, but I wish it was. And I'm looking forward to doing this supermarket shop with all of you. If you've got any questions during the presentations, if you can use the chat, please do, because I do understand some of you might forget your questions towards the end. But if you can hold your questions towards the end of the presentation, that'll be great, because it'll allow us to record without any interruptions, and then we can discuss any questions you have after the presentation. So here we go. Right. So what I wanted to really start with is, we all know the times we are in. We all have to start going online and doing our shopping. How typically anything works online is you create an account for yourself with that provider, and then you start shopping. And supermarket shop is no different. Be it Asda, be it Tesco's, be it Waitrose, Sainsbury's, and all the other supermarkets, which I probably haven't named and I wouldn't know all of them, but everyone does the same thing. It's slightly different. It's like when you go into a shop and sometimes the till is in the front, sometimes the till is at the back. They all have the same items in the shop, but the aisle may be different. And that's how it is online as well. There's no difference. The only difference is you're sitting in your chair and you're just clicking rather than carrying that heavy trolley or pushing, trying to avoid other people. You don't need to do any of that. So here we start. In this presentation, what I wanted to do was show you how to do it, give you the tools. And we've taken one example, which is Tesco's, as to how to go about doing a supermarket shop in Tesco. So how do you start with registering yourself in Tesco's? How do you book a slot? And I'll go to that. And then, can you see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? Yeah, okay. How do you book a slot? Then how do you add items to your trolley? How do you check out? And then when you've done all of this, you still have time to change your order. You don't have to do it there and then. Suppose you booked 3 days later, you can actually change your order till the night before. So you can keep going and adding things. So it's slightly better because you can sit in your chair or laze on your sofa and decide. You don't have to have a list of items which you have to shop and go out and shop. You can shop over time. So let's start with registration. And there are 3 things you need with any registration, be it Tesco's, be it Waitrose, be it Sainsbury's, be it any supermarket. Typically, you'll need an email address. You'll need some credit card details. And I've called it club card here, but it's their card, so to say, their points card. So in Tesco's, it's called Club Card. In Sainsbury's, it's called Nectar. In Waitrose, it's called My Waitrose Card, and so on. So just those 3. If you don't have the Club Card or the card, which is their points card, you don't have to have it. They create one for you automatically. So when you start, in here, you'll type tescos.com in your Carol, we've moved on from slide 1 to slide 3. Have you not? Is it not sharing?
Sorry. Yeah, I still can see the
okay, let me just stop sharing and restart it. It's okay. Strange because it wasn't letting, you weren't seeing it. Thanks for letting me know, Sharon.
No problem.
Carol, just let's start. Sorry, on my screen it was moving on. That's why I was wondering.
There we go. Great.
Yeah, perfect.
Well done.
Right. So everyone can see the register screen right now. Carol, can you see the screen? If you could unmute and just tell me you could see the registration screen.
You won't hear anything.
Okay.
And yes. Yes.
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So what we do is you just type www.tescos.com on your browser, and it could be anything. And that's how the page would look, which is point number 2. And I've got a little circle in the front. Can you see where it says register? You click on that. And then this is how the screen looks. Now, I have, for convenience, I've split that page into 3 boxes, so it's easy for you to understand, but it's just a scroll down page. First, they'll ask you for your email. So you set up an email and set up a password. So, so you set up an email and a password. Typically a password, like you all know, they require about 8 characters. Everyone would be slightly different, but 8 characters is normally a great start. At least 1 uppercase, 1 special character, 1 lowercase, and you should be ready to go. Then the second step would be, do you have a club card? Or in a Waitrose situation, it'll be my Waitrose card. And you don't have to have one. It's just, if you have one, you type it in. If you don't have one, you just say, I don't have a club card. And then you fill in your personal details, which is on the right-hand side, point number 3. And right at the end there, you can see it says UK postcode. You type in your postcode, and you just press find address, and you should be able, there'll be a little scroll window, and you choose your address and click enter. And at the end, there is a submit button, and then you enter that. Finally, this is the next screen which comes up. Because I said I don't have a club card, it'll say, do you want to order a card? So what they send you in the post is they send you the card itself and a little fob for your key ring, just in case you shop and you just want to tap that. If you already have a club card, they'll just say, that's fine, you don't have to order it now, we can do it later. And then you just press continue shopping. So we finished how to register. Registration is a pretty simple process. You need an email address. If you have a club card or a Waitrose card or a Sainsbury card, you can use that. If you don't, you just say, I don't have it, and they'll allot one for you. And your address details, your home address or your work address, wherever you want to. Just one warning, some work addresses actually Tesco's doesn't deliver to. So just be mindful, if you are planning to use a work address, it may not deliver to it. That's the only catch with Tesco's. And I'm assuming it's with all the others as well. So registration's complete. Now we go into shopping. So where it says continue shopping, you click on that and you move on. This on the left-hand side is what the screen looks like. I hope all of you can see the screen. It's a little busy and colorful, but what you can see is there's 2 ways to book a slot now. One is in the middle where the blue and the green arrow is, or on the right-hand side which says book, top right-hand corner, it says book your slot. Just to give you a little bit background, in all these supermarkets, there's 2 options. One is they deliver home, and the other is you click and collect. So in a delivery, it's straightforward. You book a slot for when you want it delivered. Again, there are some options there, and I'll explain it a little bit more in detail. And the other one is you choose a time and you go and collect it. The benefits and the drawbacks of both exist. I mean, obviously with click and collect, you have to go and collect it. But the benefit is the minimum spend is lower. And normally the charge to click and collect is much lower than a home delivery. With a home delivery, the charge is slightly higher. And the benefit is it comes home. So, and then you choose which one you want. So you're booking a slot. You have to think whether you want a home delivery or a click and collect. Suppose we start with home delivery. Under home delivery, this on the left-hand side is how your screen looks. So there are 2 tabs on the top, which is home delivery and click and collect. So suppose you started with home delivery and suddenly you realize that's not what you want. You can click on click and collect tab and you'll change the settings. Now I wanted to talk about one more thing about the booking a slot for home delivery. They do give you two different options, which is a fixed 1 hour slot or a flexi saver slot. Now, as the name suggests, one is slightly cheaper but has a longer wait time, which is flexi saver. So they'll have 3 hour window, whereas with a fixed hour slot, it is a 1 hour slot and it's slightly more expensive. And you can see it on the screen on the left hand side at the bottom. I know it's small, but on the left hand side, normally the delivery slots are £3 charge for a flexi slot, whereas on the right hand side they are fixed slots, 1 hour slots, and they are £4.50. With Tesco's, they open their delivery slots up to 3 weeks in advance. So you have 21 days ahead of time. So there's slight benefits that you can actually book in advance, and you can book your slots, and you don't have to decide whether you want to buy go ahead and use them. You can cancel it later on. So you've booked your 3 weeks in advance, but if at that moment you decide you don't want it, you can cancel it. So now you just click on one of the time slots you want, say 8 to 12 a.m. on Saturday the 31st. You click on that, and at the bottom of the screen, it'll say start shopping, and you just click on start shopping. So now that is a home delivery option. Now suppose it was click and collect. Slight difference here is it'll try and find, since you've given them your home address, it'll try and find the closest Tesco's to you so that you can go and collect. In my case, the Austerley store is close by, so that's what I've selected. And then it gives you options when you want to collect. With the click and collect, it's a 1 hour slot, and you just go ahead and book by playing start, by booking the slot you want and then pressing start button. So just to recap now, we've done the registration and we booked a slot, whether it's a home delivery or a click and collect. Now we're ready to shop. So really, this is what the screen looks like after you've done those two things. On a regular basis, once you've registered once, you don't need to do that first section again and again. You just go into the page, and instead of clicking register, you click in login, and you can just go and then book your slot like normal. You start from almost the section 2 rather than section 1 once you've done it once. Right, now there are 2 ways to search the items you want. One is one item at a time, which is up in the top search box like any other website. And below that, if you look, there is, which is circled in red, it says search with a list of items. Now, that, like the name suggests, it means you can type up lots of your items and then you can search. Let's go with the first one, which is search with one item at a time. So I typed up banana, and there are different options which come up. There's going to be loads, and sometimes you'll have, unless you're very specific, and sometimes they'll have lots of other things which will have banana in it. It could be banana sweet or banana bars, and there would be more things. And you just choose what you want, and you just press the plus. So where you see, can you see the add button? And once you press add, you get the plus and minus, like in the first box where the banana is. And you can add them, add more or reduce. It's pretty simple. You're clicking on the plus sign or the minus sign. Once you've clicked add, it adds 1. Then it becomes a plus and minus, and then you just either add more or subtract. Now you can do that on the main screen, but on the right hand side, the mini screen is showing you what your basket looks like. So as you go along, you can actually start adding or subtracting there. Suppose you added 1 banana there and then realize I want 2, you can just press the little plus sign on the right hand side where the banana is. instead of going back and typing banana and getting one more. Right, now we're searching one item at a time, and that's one way of doing it. The other way is you have your list ready. You click on search with a list of items, and on the when you click on that, the screen changes to the right hand side. So it'll say create my list, and you just type up whatever you need. Type up your list and you press find these items on the right hand side at the bottom. Once you've done that, at the top of the screen on the left hand side, if you can see, I typed up banana and eggs. So if you click on that banana button, you'll have options of banana. Like I said, you can see bananas, but you can also see some banana organic sticks, which are kids' food items, and some, well, I can even see a rum bottle there. So I'm not really sure what that one is, but yeah. You just press the add button and it adds. Then you tap on or click on eggs, and then you see eggs. And if you've got 10 items, it'll have all of the 10 items listed on the top, and you just keep moving on that way. Once you're done, then on the right hand side, if you look, there's a little option to say, so on the left of the screen at the top right hand corner, you can see a little box which says checkout. And that's really saying I'm done and I need to finish and pay. With Tesco's, there's a little bit of a nuance where if your basket is less than £40 and you're doing home delivery, they charge you £4. But it's not nothing major, but you should know that there is a charge. So you should try and do a minimum £40 shop with Tesco's, because you're paying the delivery as well as the charge. Then once you've done that, you click checkout. The screen on the right hand side appears, and it asks you, it'll have your home address. It'll say, do you want to change your address? If you want to, you can. Then it'll give you packing options, which says, do you want to pack without plastic bags or with plastic bags? With plastic bags has a charge, which is 40 pence, whereas without it's free. And then it says continue to payment, and you click on it. And then you get this screen would appear as a full page. I've split it so that it's easy to read, but first it'll ask you name on the card details, the expiry date on your credit card or debit card, whatever you're using, the security code at the back or the front if it's an American Express, and then it asks you your billing address. Just one note which I wanted to mention is there's a little box which says save this card. You can save this card, which means going for all your future shops, it'll automatically pick up this card. But if you don't want to save it, don't click on that. The only problem is every time you go and shop, you will have to type in your card details. Then you press confirm order and you're done. They will send you an email with the list of items you've bought, and you have until 11:46, actually not 11:45, 11:46, the night before the order is going to be delivered. And you can keep changing that order. There's lots of different ways of changing that order. One is going back into the website and clicking on amending the order. I'll show you how to do that. So when you go into the website, this is what the screen looks like. And on this screen, it'll say you log in with your email address and your password, and this screen pops up. On there it says make changes, and you click on it and you follow the steps again. So you'll follow the steps of adding items or subtracting items. Then you'll move from there to checkout. You don't have to type in your credit card details. It already stores that because you're amending order. It doesn't charge you twice. And you just go through the whole process and say continue to payment. It'll come up with all your details. You say pay, finish paying, and that's the end of your order. It doesn't charge you twice. So you've changed the order through the website. The other way to do it is, and on the email, you have a link and you just click on it and it goes back to this page. There are some resources on Tesco's website where you can, where it also teaches you how to do an online shop. And I think that's really it from me about the shopping.